Today I have rapid fire reviews of 11 of the hottest makeup products out right now. I've tried them all and I have some opinions to share. If sitting down to do your makeup is your favorite ritual, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm here every week sharing my beauty habit with you. Let's start with the very new, very hyped Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look of Love in a palette in Pretty Blushed. This retails for $75, and you guys, it breaks my heart to say this, but it was not a hit for me. Here's the thing, the whole concept is really lovely, and if all of these fantastic shades in here worked for me, then sure, this would be worth it, but they don't. So the palette itself comes with 3 eyeshadows, a blush, a highlight, a bronzer, and a powder, which is their Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, my favorite powder of all time. Unfortunately for me, the shade that they give you in here is medium. So right off the bat, that is too dark for me, whether I am self-tanned or not. Now, anyone who is as light as I am, or anyone who is deeper than medium, is going to find themselves unable to use this shade. So right off the bat, we have one of the 7 pans in here not working. Then over here, we have the bronzer, which I think I could have made it work. It says that it's for light to medium skin tones, but it did not blend nearly as well as any of my full-size Charlotte Tilbury bronzers. It was patchy, like on my forehead. I had to really work to get it blended out. Now the eye look was nice enough. The cheek and highlight same. I mean, they didn't blow it out of the water, but they were pretty good. That being said, to have only 5 pans that I could use and none of them really excited me that much just makes this a complete dud for me. I know that I'm never going to reach for it. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 stars solely because I do know a couple people that I think I can give this away to that will probably enjoy it and that will probably be able to make this medium shade work. Next up, we have the Shiseido Synchro Skin Powder. This retails for $38. You guys, how much I love this powder. It gives me a really soft, radiant finish. It is so lovely. I love the function of it. There's like this little almost cheesecloth piece right here. So you push the brush in to get the powder out, which means that you get loose powder, but without the loose powder mess. That's huge for me. Now, I used to only use loose powders until I discovered the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. And since I discovered that powder, I have pretty much exclusively used it until I found this one. Now, this is the one that I am pretty much going to, I would say 50% of the time. I kind of just go back and forth between the Charlotte Tilbury and this one. It's so lovely. It's really light on the skin. It's very refreshing. Your skin ends up looking fresh all day long. I have very dry skin, so for me to have something that keeps my skin looking fresh, but also kind of sets my makeup so that it doesn't wear off throughout the day, really big for me. I give this 5 out of 5 stars. Let's talk about these new cream blushes from Bite Beauty. These are the Daycation Whipped Blushes. I did an entire video swatching all 4 shades that came out in this launch. If you saw that video, you're not gonna be surprised to hear me say that this is just a total no from me. These shades just don't blend as well as a lot of the cream blushes that are out on the market. I also found them to be a little bit weird with a sponge, which I find kind of annoying. I often like to go over my cream blushes with a sponge, and the fact that I couldn't do that with these without it pulling up product from underneath was just annoying. Also, these are $32, which makes them $10 to $12 more expensive than some of the most popular cream blushes that are out there, like Rare Beauty, the Melt Blushlights, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, and the Fenty cream blushes. So they're more expensive. They don't work as well. Also, you really have to build them up. You have to use quite a bit of product to build them up. I'm basically translucent. So if I'm having to use a lot of this to build it up, that means that anyone who's not translucent is going to go through this pretty quickly. So yeah, I give this 2 out of 5 stars solely because the shade Hibiscus Slush was actually really pretty on my skin. So that's the only reason it's getting 2 stars. Oh gosh, I'm so excited about this. This is like a find, you guys. This is the Eye Tint Long Lasting Liquid Eyeshadow from Armani Beauty. I have shade 23 Camel Smoke. This is amazing. If you're looking for like a super sophisticated, simple look, this is the perfect one and done shadow for you. It is incredibly natural while still giving some definition to the eyes. I wore this in my Guerlain foundation review and I just felt like I should be walking around a Macy's or a Nordstrom with like far more money than I actually have. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like I was a lady who lunches. Lady who lunches? Ladies who lunch? You know what I'm talking about. I did not expect to fall in love with this product. product. I bought a couple of these shades on a whim. This was the first one of the shades that I bought that I tried, and it is just really fantastic and lovely. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars solely because after about 8 or 9 hours, I do notice a little bit of creasing. To be fair, I don't use a primer with it. If I did, it would probably last a little bit longer, but still, I would prefer it not have any creasing. That being said, I am able to just like tap, tap, tap my eye and it blends right out and the color is still there. So very wearable, but I do wish there was a little bit more longevity. More cream blushes. These are the Melt Cosmetics Cream Blush Lights. This is the best new blush I have tried since Rare Beauty. These are the two shades I have. This is Polished and over here is Golden Hour. They are so lovely and you can see they have the most beautiful glow. I actually think that I like these better than the Rare Beauty blushes. The reason being is that they just have more glow to them. They look more radiant. And while I do think the Rare Beauty blushes blend a little bit easier, they're just like a touch easier to get them to melt into the skin. You do have to work these just a touch, maybe like a hair longer to get them to melt into the skin because they have a little more grip. I noticed that these don't fade nearly as quickly as the Rare Beauty blushes do. And that glow that I get from these is just so perfect for summer. I'm just like so excited to wear these all summer. These, I'm gonna go with 5 out of 5 because they're just fantastic and I want to get more shades. Another cheek product that I love, I know, spoiler alert, this is the Patrick Ta Major Sculpt Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in She's Statuesque. I tried this a few weeks ago in a first impressions, actually the same time I tried the Melt Cream Light blushes. This is so fantastic. So the concept, if you haven't seen it before, is you have this cream contour shade and then you have a powder bronzer. I am so fair, you guys. If you are as fair as I am, you know how difficult contour and bronzer shades are. I cannot count how many times I get a contour shade and it's not right, or I get a bronzer shade and it's not right. I was expecting that maybe at best he would get 1 out of the 2. No. He got 2 out of 2. And the formula is really nice. The shades are perfect. I just cannot say enough about this because I think it's such an ingenious idea to have both your contour and your bronzer there together for those days that you want to sculpt and add warmth to the face, and for the shades to both be so on point and work so well on my skin. He knocked it out of the park. He gets a 5 out of 5 stars. You go, Patrick Ta. Next up, let's talk about the Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane palette. I tried that palette in that same first impressions video and my thoughts have not changed much since that video. I was so excited about that color story. I thought it would be really fantastic, but the formula just did not live up to the expectation. It just did not. Like, there was such a mixed bag. Some of the mattes blended well, some of them didn't. Some of the metallics had color payoff, some didn't. For example, Santa Maria had great color payoff, and then Beau did not. And then there was Cali, which I had to use my finger to get the color payoff, but the formula was so soft that just like pulled up almost the entire shade out of the pan. Like, honestly, unless you really love the color story and you enjoy working with frustrating formulas, then I would say that you should stay away from it. If I want to pay $58 for a one and done shadow, I will give that money to Tom Ford. So let's talk the Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. $145. It's expensive, but it has quickly become my favorite primer. It is so comfortable on the skin. It glides, but it still has the grip that you need for it to hold foundation on top of it. It is super expensive. A lot of that is because it does have skincare ingredients, it has fruit enzymes, peptides, amino acids, so you are getting some skincare benefits. I really enjoy this. I love the nice glow that I get from using it as my primer. That being said, I have a pretty hefty skincare budget, so I splurge on my nighttime skincare. I splurge on this. I would say if your budget is a little bit more restrictive, skip this and instead invest your money in like your nighttime skincare with more active ingredients to really, naturally get your skin where it's less dull on its own rather than putting the $145 into this. But I do love it. And the packaging, I mean, this packaging is so beautiful, like the tortoise shell accents, like, come on, and it's so weighty. I really do appreciate that it's also sustainable. Victoria Beckham has just done a really fantastic job with her entire line. Really, as far as celebrity makeup lines go, I have to say I think hers is the best. Like, not talking like, oh, someone became a celebrity because of their makeup line. I'm talking someone was a celebrity and then they came out with a makeup line. I can't think of anyone who has done it better than she has done it. She has knocked it out of the park. I've loved everything I've tried from her, so hats off to you, Posh Spice. Also, fun fact, if you guys have not seen it, my very first video, I tried products from Victoria Beckham like over a year ago. I just was really new to this and was very nervous. I'm very quiet. I know a couple of you have seen it. I'm thinking of like Christy for one in the comments. If you're looking for a laugh, go check that video out. You will literally maybe not even recognize me. You'll be like, wow, you were so timid then. Ooh, another product I love. I like to talk about things I love. I mean, there were some fails here, you guys, but this is not a fail. This is the Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow from Saie. This has pretty much replaced my Armani Fluid Sheer. I do have that here. I compared those two initially because as soon as I saw this, I was like, wow, that really reminds me of the Fluid Sheer, just the function of it. And you can see it's so beautiful, such a pearlescent color and just finish. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love to use this under my makeup. Sometimes I use it all over the face. Sometimes I just put it on the high points of the cheeks. It is really, really lovely. It doesn't slip around under foundation. It gives this beautiful lit from within glow. Also, it's $25 and you get a full fluid ounce, which is surely going to last you a long time. So I feel like this price point is just so fair and so good. I also like to put a couple pumps in my lotion, mix it in and put it on my skin. So I have found many a use for this. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. And also the packaging for this is sustainable, just like the Victoria Beckham, which I think is fantastic. Next we have the Bom Dia Bright Cream from Sol de Janeiro. This is their new like vitamin C cream. It has vitamin C and it has AHAs, which are great for exfoliating the skin. I've been really enjoying this. I find that I like the scent of this even better than I like the original, the Bum Bum Cream scent. I know, that's like a crime. Hear me out. I feel like this one is a little bit more fruity, floral. I do tend to get like bumps on my arms and I would like to have less of those in the summer when I'm wearing more short sleeves and sleeveless tops. So I've been using this daily and I have noticed that it is smoothing my skin because of those AHAs, those alpha hydroxy acids. I am absolutely loving this. I'm very surprised. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go for this or not, but it is really nice. I also like that it's a good medium consistency. It's not too rich, it's not too light. It definitely feels very hydrating. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I took off 1 star just because I wish it wasn't in a tube. I feel like because it's in a tube, I have to like dig my hands in there. It gets under my nails. I would much prefer a pump. I do know that this creates less waste just because you can get everything out of it, but I just tend to like a pump. Last but certainly not least, we have from Westman Atelier this Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm in the shade Choo Choo, Chow Chow. I am never quite sure. This is just the most perfect like light milky shade. I absolutely love this shade. It goes so beautifully over all of like my favorite pinky nude lipsticks and my mauves. It's just fantastic for that. And I love the consistency. It is that perfect mix between a balm and a gloss. It looks very shiny, very wet without being too tacky. I'm actually going to show you what it looks like on because I love it so much. So obviously I have a little bit of pigment still left on my lips. I'm just going to put a little bit of this over it. It just adds like that perfect like milk glass effect. Also the packaging is so nice, very weighty, which I've come to expect from Westman Atelier. They never seem to disappoint with the packaging. I give this 5 out of 5 stars because it's what I've been putting in my purse every single day and reaching for every time I want to add a little bit of gloss. If you enjoy seeing these speed review videos, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I've been doing more reviews lately, so I'll be sure to link my reviews playlist as well. Let me know what products you'd like to hear more about next. I hope to see you in my next video, and until then, you take care of yourself. Bye.